Updated and moving forward. So, this is what happened. I found out almost 6 months to the day that my wife's best friend had been cheating me on for almost 3 years. We have been together for 18 years. In the last 18 years I have never dreamed about wanting any women other than her, and I thought the feelings were mutual. The past 3 years she became distant, secretive, on her phone constantly in a separate room. I would constantly ask her, "Is everything okay?" Her reply was always yes. Why do you ask? Then about a year ago she would start asking me, "Are you seeing someone else?" I was floored that she would even ask me that question. I have always been an open book. I've never had a social account like Facebook or any social account to speak of, and my cell phone was always an open book for her. She even had the password to unlock it, all my email account login and passwords, etc. Then on the morning of Saturday, June 25, 2022, we were sitting on the sofa drinking coffee. She was being distant, and I asked her, "Who are you seeing?" She broke down and told me she had been seeing a contract worker for the past 2.5 years. I asked her who. She told me. He was 10 years younger than her, married with 4 kids. I broke down. I was devastated. My life was and still is shattered. All respect and trust for the past 18 years died that day. I was the kind of husband that never had a bad thing to say to my wife in front of her or behind her back. I always encouraged her in any endeavor she attempted. I told her many times how beautiful, intelligent she was, and how much I truly loved her. I tried to show her love in the simplest ways, holding hands alone and in public. I always felt like she had my back no matter what, and she knew I had her back. Now I feel like I have just wasted 18 years of my life. I feel like for the past 18 years, whenever I kissed her at the door while leaving for work and she told me she loved me, it was a lie. She has been very remorseful. She has broken down on various occasions in the past 6 months, still begging for forgiveness. She has cut off all contact with the guy, deleted all social apps, even called him up in front of me on speakerphone telling him it was over and to never contact her again, or else she or I would be contacting his wife, letting her know what a lowlife he also is. She even gave me all logins and passwords to all her accounts, email, other apps, bank accounts, and credit cards. She told me she made the biggest mistake in her life by carrying on an affair, and that losing me would devastate her life forever. My problem is I can't accept her apology. I do not trust her, and I still consider her to be a liar. I know it's only been 6 months, but I still feel the same. I honestly don't know if I can ever trust her again the way I feel now. I feel useless as a man. I've lost my self-respect as a person, and it hurts so much to even think about what she has done to me. When we are alone, I see them two together all the time. I feel the best course of action is to move on, even though I still love her. This is the update 12/8/2022. I did inform the AP's wife about everything that transpired between him and my wife. I supplied her with dates and hotel receipts my wife provided. She has since booted his BTT out the door and is in the process of filing for a divorce. As for me, I am also in the process of filing for divorce. I have decided for my mental well-being, divorce was the only option left for me. Knowing that I will be cutting all legal ties with my spouse has helped me heal mentally on a large scale. I know now that there is nothing wrong with me and I did nothing to deserve this type of betrayal. I am happy knowing I will be moving on with my life. Story 2. Why it's important to tell the kids the truth. I am not the best writer, but I recently found out the true cause of my parents' divorce and a lot of horrible s. It makes a little more sense now. I'm a man in my late 30s who was raised by his mother. I was pretty young when my parents divorced, around 7 or 8. Over the course of my life, my father grew more and more distant. It always felt like he resented my siblings and I. He has since grown into a bitter, hateful man that I do not have contact with. Here's the thing though, my whole life I thought my parents divorced because my father refused to pick me up from school when I was sick. Well, my mother left out the part about her cheating on my dad. To the point she was making him sleep on the couch while another man was in her room. I didn't know that happened until an older family member told me recently. I grew up thinking my parents divorced over me. My father was reminded of her infidelity when he sees us. If I was told at 12 or 13 I could have talked to him and told him what she did is unforgivable. Instead, he always assumed we were poisoned against him. These days I have no contact with any family on his side, because they hated my mom. You may think you're helping your kids by hiding the truth from them. You aren't. Anybody out there whose partner was unfaithful, talk to the kids. My mother's actions destroyed my family. My father's inaction destroyed his sanity and our relationship. Update or whatever. To those of you saying to talk to my father, he is too far gone. Let me list some of his chart toppers for you all. 1. Took off across the country on my 10th birthday. 2. Abandoned my half-sister to her drug addict mother, who then sold her body as a child to buy drugs. 3. Sided with a pedo against my little sister in court. Pedo did die in prison, so that's good at least. 4. Refused to meet his grandchildren and told my sister he will never do so. 5. Loves using racial slurs and does rank people based on a color wheel. So those are just his chart toppers. For as S-itty as my mom was, she never said much about him. He put himself into NC for being in a shoal. This post was just me realizing where the shoal seed got planted. Trust me when I say this man is past redemption and a toxicity I do not need added to my life. It's a bummer because it didn't have to be that way. He is what happens when you embrace all the dark feelings. So no, I'm not assassinating his character. He loaded his character into a truck and suicide bombed it into us kids. Story 3. Finalized divorce. Sitting here by myself. Our kids are at my parents' house. They're there for the weekend. My ex is staying with her parents. They're almost as upset as I am. I found out she'd been sleeping with her area manager. I made her move all of her stuff out. This will be the first Christmas I haven't been married in almost 15 years. I'm so alone, but haven't been this happy in at least a year. I'm not happy to not have my family in the house. I miss all 5 of us being here, making cookies, decorating, the kids wanting to make sure they stayed on the nice list, watching Christmas movies. We finalized today. I signed some papers that make me happy, make her happy, and make us a broken family. But that's okay somehow. I miss the connection, I miss the warmth, I miss what I had. But it's gone. And in its place is a man who has cried, wished, cried, hoped, cried, and now come out on the other side with a newfound hope and desire for just being here for my kids and hopefully getting by. I can't change what she did. I can't make her rethink and do different. I didn't think I'd get here. The pain was awful at the time. The stares felt like they were looking inside of me and making me think about what kind of person I am. The stares are gone. The pain is mostly gone. It can be done. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and hope that you can find peace in this absolute acid pile that is adultery, infidelity, whatever. May you be blessed with peace. Story 4. Sitting alone in my basement. About a month ago, I am 43, decided I couldn't get past things and told my wife we were separating. About a year before that, I found my wife of 12 years was texting another guy. We were in MC at the time, and there she agreed to go no contact with him and I agreed to continue our relationship. She did not. I caught her 2 more times, more PG these times, and always told myself we could get past it. Now I know I only feared being alone. I don't know if they ever met physically, but I strongly suspect they did. My ex does have some mental health issues, and I always thought that if I could help her manage those, I'd find the woman I married and loved underneath. I'm now convinced that if she does get through all of that, she'll just find a woman who doesn't love or respect me under there. We own a business together where she's been undermining me and talking about me to our staff. After another fight about that, where she tried to pretend that we never agreed to something, I had the realization that things weren't going to change. The affair wasn't the cause of our trouble. It was a symptom of it. Fortunately, no kids, but we do have to deal with the business, our house, and our dogs. So luckily we have a suite in our basement that I moved into. I'm living there until we sort out the separation agreement and figure out who gets what. It's boring and lonely as heck, but at least I have a path forward with a reason for optimism at the end. Story 5. How to confront a cheating spouse. I can't call her my W anymore. That word was sacred, it had intrinsic meaning. Found out that she is cheating on me, emotionally and physically, for a few months. She is out of town and coming back Sunday. I have made a decision that I am done. I need to talk to divorce lawyers on Monday. My question is, how do I confront her? I don't want to see her ever again. Can I just write a note and say pack your essentials and leave the house when she gets back while I go away for a few hours? Can I say that you have 4 hours to process and get your things and leave the place I thought was home? And then in the next couple of weeks we will arrange a formal separation? We have both of our names on the place, but I bought the place many years ago and she just moved in after Mar. This was a complete commitment. I added her name on the title because this was our home. Would asking her to leave the house be illegal as she has her name on it too? Update. I really hope this pain goes away someday because I can't live like this. I am in a dark place right now. I am hurting so much inside that my heart pains physically. This is the 11th day since I discovered that my wife of 18 months was cheating on me emotionally and physically for around 2 months. I wasn't the perfect husband, Far from it. She was unhappy, I wasn't emotionally available and did not open up. She tried talking to me, I gradually started to communicate, doing more things, but it wasn't like I never showed love and affection. I did, but it was not enough all the time. She started spending a lot of time on her phone talking to this guy who was at our wedding. His wife had cheated on him and divorced him. He was there to talk to her. She had harbored some negative feelings against me from the time when we were dating. She wouldn't let it go. She did not remember all the things I did for her. Instead, she chose to remember the things I did not. There were many times I would just not be able to communicate to her because her silent treatments were just too much. I wish that I can go back and correct all those things I did wrong. Wish she told me that our marriage was at stake. I would give anything for her and our relationship. I found out and filed for divorce, and she moved out 2 days ago. I have spent the last 11 days in the worst possible way. I have paced in the backyard for 5 hours, screamed my heart out, bawled, gone without eating and sleeping for 2 days, now only eat once a day, sleep for 2 hours. I don't know how I can go along like this. This pain is way too much to bear. I thought it will get better with time, but it keeps getting worse. I know I can't kill myself because I can't give that pain to my parents and brother, but I also cannot keep going like this, have a normal life and job. I don't know what my future holds now. Story 6, girlfriend of 7 years cheated with someone who is practically a child. Edit, AP is 18. He is an adult. Sorry for the poor choice of wording in the title. Hello everyone. 2 weeks ago I didn't know this place existed. I never thought I would be posting here, but it looks like that is the norm. I have read almost every single post in this subreddit and those alone have helped me immensely, so thank you. I wrote out the entire story, but it was very long and I'm not sure if anyone would read it or if I'm even ready to share it. For a few months now I had suspected my girlfriend 32 was cheating. I finally logged on her Facebook and found out for sure 2 days before Thanksgiving. I was devastated. Like a lot of other posters here, I had trusted my partner completely up until the last few months. I invested in 100% of myself into this relationship and genuinely thought I would spend the rest of my life with her. I had already bought a ring. I later found out through social media that the guy is only 18 years old. He is still in high school and works or worked at McDonald's. I was floored. I feel so many things I'm not even sure what to think about it. I have a home and a decent career and have been the sole provider for my girlfriend for our entire 7-year relationship. To think that she would throw it all away for some kid is surreal. I kicked her out immediately. We have had about 4 conversations since then which began civil and rapidly escalated into ugly and hurtful. Unfortunately, I have been through this all before, so I knew the relationship was over the moment I saw the messages, but there was still a part of me that wanted her to grovel and beg for another chance, to give me any excuse to have her back. She apologized at first, but only as a pretext to tell me how I had hurt her, how she now had no car and no money and I had disconnected her phone line. It was obvious that she was only sorry for herself. She later became nasty. She made the usual excuses, that I wasn't there for her and I wasn't what she needed and I never loved her, etc. She had no remorse. Again, it was all too familiar to me at this stage in my life, but it didn't make it hurt any less. I was devastated after my last long-term relationship ended in cheating. I dated casually for a long time after that because I didn't feel like I could trust other people. She was the first person I ever met who I believed genuinely loved me. I finally felt like it was safe to give everything I had. Every day now feels like a nightmare. She is now dating the guy as far as I know. Redditor's reactions. Story 7 after. Redditor 1. If she can throw 7 years easily, so she won't be stable with that kid too. You have a good job and you sound matured to me, so I will say move on and never look back nor melt if she comes back to you. I am sure she is in fog mode, and when she started missing those facilities and comfort which you used to provide, I am 200% sure she will try to contact you with huge long text of sorry and how she is sorry, but that could be happen after sleeping with that 18 years old kid multiple times, so no need to worry. Just move on and start any activities to divert your mind, like hit gym and build your body, or play online games or learn something good. Redditor 2. If it's any consolation, her little dalliance with Junior will crash and burn within a couple of months. Then she will discover she gave up a safe and happy life for a wild romp with a child. I bet your phone rings within a week of this realization. You need to prepare yourself so you don't knuckle under to her entreaties when that day comes. Just look in the mirror and chant fuck off over and over again until you are ready. I give it 2 months max. Op answer, thank you. I fully expect to hear from her soon. Just trying to fill my life back up right now so that I have the strength to tell her to duck off when the time comes. Redditor 3, be glad that you weren't married with kids and her name was on the mortgage. You dodged a big bullet if it's any consolation. When you found out about the affair and infidelity, you did all the right things by taking everything you brought to the relationship back. She's his problem now and keep it that way. Under no circumstances give her any support. Close the door on the relationship and move on to the next chapter of your life. You seem to be in good shape and are the kind of guy that many women would consider a big catch. I best revenge is success. She fell in love under the golden arches over a happy meal. How long do you honestly think that's gonna last? Don't take her back under any circumstance. Something is obviously wrong with her mind. Move forward and don't worry or look back. Stay strong. Story 7, GF of 2+ years cheated on me. Okay, so I'm like, I don't know where to begin. If this'll be seen by anyone. But I am 23 just found out that my partner of 2+ years F.20 cheated on me this past weekend. She was acting pretty distant and cold this past weekend. Her behavior was all over the place, so I thought something was up. I found out cause she was sleeping and I looked at her notifications from her best friend saying she F'd up and she F'd someone. So I went numb. Asked her why, she didn't know why. She left the house not too long ago. I love her. But betrayed by her. She knows she messed up royally. What to do? I kept my composure so I don't break down in front of her. I've only had 2 other relationships and they ended up cheating on me as well. So I don't know what to do at the moment. I told her to give me a week's time alone. I know there's so much context missing. I would be more than happy to elaborate. I just need help. What to do? Do I give her a chance? If so, how do we go about doing this? Do I break it off, have her tell all our families as to why? Update, we broke up. Or I should say I broke up with her. I tried to be an adult about it. It was hard. She's very remorseful. I'm sure all of you here would say that they always say that or act like that. I lost sleep thinking and coming to this decision. I love her still. Which is heartbreaking to say. I genuinely don't know how to go about this. I can't shut down and spiral down into the dark as I have in the past. I'm sure there is some root cause. I wish I could afford therapy to discover what it could be. Thank you all. A simple small post does not paint the full picture. It's going to be hard losing her. This was my longest and most heart-fulfilling relationship I've had. Or thought I had. What now, I ask? Update, I broke up with my girlfriend after she cheated. Hello again everyone. Whoever this gets seen by. I had posted recently about being in a bind with my ex. Well, now I am single. I am numb. I feel everything and nothing at all. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I feel remorse and hatred towards myself even though she cheated on me. What can I do? I'm so lost. Please. Anyone. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, I feel the same as you but just gotta keep reminding yourself it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with her. She's the one that chose to cheat and ruin the future you had. It's okay to hate right now, eventually that will change to indifference. It's cliche, but find activities to fill your time. I luckily have dogs that depend on me, but I also started learning guitar and will start a second part-time job. Use this time to process everything and heal. It's been 6 months since my cheating ex left, and I still know I'm not remotely close to start dating. We were together 6 years but she had cheated before. Cut her off like a zombie-infected limb and lean on your friends and family for support. Redditor 2, try to eat right and sleep when you can. Hitting the gym and working out every day will be a lifesaver. Learn to love it and enjoy the solitude and focus. Redditor 3, eat, drink, work, exercise, entertainment, friends, family, and routine. Keep going. One day at a time, sweet Jesus.